This is it. The very first budget build. 2000 EJ Civic. Oh yeah, guys, we have quite a bit of plans for this one. Very, very clean. Does have its issues, but I'll show you guys later. Very good base. Wait till you see what I got in store for this. Guy I purchased it from, actually met him in the GTR community. Really cool dude. And yeah, he's also a Civic fan. And yeah, I've never done anything with Civics, but I've always liked how these body styles look. I believe it's the EJ, or some of you guys call it the EK Coupe. But yeah, you guys are gonna love this. It's all ready to go. Time to take this bad boy home and start the build. Let's go.
2 hours later.
Ah, what a night. So I just stopped at O'Reilly's to pick up a battery because of course the Civic's battery is dead. And I'm gonna need a way to get it off the trailer, and already running into issues. So apparently these trailers, you can't back up when there's a car in it. And I thought this O'Reilly's had a parking lot that went around the whole building. Turns out it doesn't. Let's see if we can figure this one out.
1 hour later.
There she is. Finally home. I picked it up at 6 p.m. That's when I showed you guys at the old owner's house, and it is now a little past 9. And yeah, quite an issue. We did manage to back out of that O'Reilly's parking lot. That took about 15 minutes, but I managed to do that. And now I do have to put a new battery in it, otherwise I won't be able to get it off of this trailer. So let's get that started. Gotta be careful because the door will hit that. It is dirty in here. All right. Go ahead and pop the hood. Oh, camera's falling. Yeah, you guys are gonna get the first glimpse of underneath the hood. Let's see. All right, look at that. Look at that. Sorry, the neighbor's dog won't shut up. But that's what we need there. We need this thing gone and the new one in there. And boy, I don't think you guys can see that, but that is a ton of spider webs. Don't judge my little messy corner. I haven't got time to getting around to cleaning it up yet. But anyway, back over to the car. Pretty sure these are just 10 mils. That doesn't look like a 10 mil on the positive. That looks like a pain in the ass is what it looks like, but let's get the negative off. See if I could set the camera down somewhere so you guys can see. Give me a second. There we go. All right. First thing first, I'm gonna put some gloves on because it just makes cleaning up afterwards a whole lot easier. Let's get the negative off. Easy peasy. That looks like it might be a 13 or 15. All right, got the 14. Let's get this off. You son of a bitch. It's gonna make me get a hex key. I was hoping I could just force it off without the hex key, but no such luck. Oh, wait. Never mind, it came loose. Loose enough for me to do it by hand. let's get this off. All right. And, oh, this has a handle, nice. Off you go. All right. Man, this thing needs a massive wash, but we're gonna worry about that later. The new battery we have inside the truck. I'm trying not to be too loud because it is nighttime and my neighbors might be sleeping. There's the new battery, just a basic ass Super Start Premium. I didn't want to spend too much money, at least not right away. This is a budget build and this is the first part we had to get for it. So let's get it in the car. Yes, I did just manhandle that battery with one arm, one hand grip. I was surprised myself actually. All right, let's get the light set back up. Get the camera set back up. Sweet. And let's get the new battery installed. Oh no. No, no, no. You go there. All right, let's try this again. Without my 10mm falling on the battery tray and almost being lost in the engine bay. It's always the 10mm. Oh no. And there goes my light. If this is the start to the build, then it's not looking too good, guys. Don't worry. Once it's in the garage, it'll be a lot better. We just got to get it there. Do you guys see all those freaking spider webs? It's freaking annoying. So here's one thing I noticed. On the old battery we just took off, the positive and negative was on the front. And on this battery, it's on the fucking back. These guys must have gave me the wrong battery. Because look at that. Negative won't reach. That's not good. They gave me the wrong battery. Ah, of course they did. Well, let's see if we can make this work, guys. Really, I just need to get it started. So if we can do that, I'll call that a success, and then I'll just take the battery back because I don't really need a battery right now. It's gonna be sitting for a while anyway, while we get the new parts in, which are already on order, by the way. We'll go over that later, once I have some time. Show you guys all the parts that I have on order so far for the car. And also show you how I managed to get this car so cheap. Okay. We don't want to do this regularly, right? But we need to get the car started, so we're just going to tighten this up to get a more solid connection. And let's move all the parts and let's give it a start. And look, the light's on. Okay, let's take that off though. Some stats. As you can see, the engine has 233,350 miles. According to the last owner, this car has been sitting for roughly 2 years. So you know that gas got to be drained out before I put the new fuel pump in. And it is getting a new fuel pump. Power. Now get ready to see how I was able to get this car for so cheap. Or rather, here. You hear that? That sounds terrible. That's how we got it for so cheap. Needs a new bottom end. Now let's get it off the trailer. I'm gonna set the camera down here so you guys can see. And we're gonna get it off the trailer and into the garage. Yay! That is where she's going to live for the next few weeks while we get this build on the way. My GTR sign. I'm sure you guys are questioning, where the hell is the GTR? Well, we're gonna talk about that later. But for now, this is the first budget build giveaway. It looks really good in the garage. Oh, also, I didn't rent this big ass truck for nothing, just to haul a Civic. We do have some goodies in the back that I will need to complete this build. Engine stand and engine hoist. Oh crap. I'm trying to get up on this truck with no hands. Engine stand, I won't need, probably not for this build, but definitely for the future because as I said, this is only the first budget build giveaway. There will be more. But I'm gonna get these out of the truck and into the garage by myself. Pray for me. Wow, I did it. Engine stand, engine hoist. We might not need the stand for this build. But we'll definitely need the engine hoist. All right. I'm just gonna clean up and I'll see you guys inside. All right, guys, we're back inside now. I did take the battery out of the Civic because they did give me the wrong battery. I'm probably just going to return it. We don't need a battery right now. We definitely have bigger issues to worry about on that Civic. But before we get into it, I just want to thank you guys for joining in. Welcome to the Budget Build Series giveaway. On this series, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be building cars, and I'm going to take you guys along on the journey with me. I've never built a car before. I'm pretty handy with tools and I know my way around cars, but I've never built a car. I've never actually, purchased everything, put them all together and start to end. Really a build is never fully completed, right? But that being said, I am going to do this. I'm going to learn as I go. I'm going to record everything, my wins, my fails. You guys are going to see everything unfiltered. So that Civic, I did purchase it for $2,500. Very, very clean. I wanted something clean body, pretty complete, which that Civic is. It does have a blown bottom end, as you guys could tell when I started it on the trailer. So it will need a bottom end. I have sourced different engine bottom ends, called a couple places, and I am going to be able to get one for about $530 delivered. Not to my house, unfortunately, because if you deliver to a business, it's actually cheaper. So I'm having it delivered to my workplace, and then I will grab the bottom end and take it home from there. So that's already been situated. $530 with shipping included for the bottom end. So we are going to go over some things. I already have a fairly basic build list for the car. What I am going to do is go Turbo D series. That's the build I'm going for. A lot of people do K series. I thought about doing a K series, swapping it into it, but really, I think D series are really reliable, especially for a daily driver car. Something you could just get in, drive, not worry about it blowing up. I think D series is a solid way to go. Putting a turbo on it is just loads of fun, especially for a daily car, for such a car like that. And I'm telling you, this car is solid. It drove perfectly fine. The clutch is great. The transmission is smooth. All the gears feel strong. I don't think there's going to be any problems with this. I'm going to go once over on the whole car, see what safety things it needs, check the brakes, check the suspension, check the fluids. Obviously, I'm not going to do all trades because that motor is coming out of the vehicle. But we will be putting a new bottom end. The vehicle is a VTEC. The engine code is D16Y8. It's a 2000 Honda Civic EX Coupe. So it is the EJ model, which is the chassis code for the coupes. It's not an EK coupe, as you guys like to call it. The EK is the hatchback. I learned that looking on Honda forums, by the way. But I'm super excited for the build. I'm super excited to give this away. And I will be going over the details of the giveaway later on in the video. But first, let's go over the build. The budget for this build is $5,000. Excluding the cost of the car, which is $2,500. We have the bottom end being sent to us. I am keeping it D series, like I said. So it is the bottom end of a D16Y8 VTEC head. So we have that as $530. Now, I ended up going with the Rev9 Turbo Kit. I did get it from K-Series Parts. As a matter of fact, I got all my parts from K-Series Parts. I shopped around, and K-Series had the best deals at the time. Not sponsored by them, but I'm just saying that's where I got my parts from if you guys wanted to shop around. So I got the Rev9 Turbo Kit. It was on sale for $700. It's a full turbo kit. Supposedly everything you need to turbo your car, but we'll see when I get it. It is on order. It's not here yet, but I'm excited to receive those parts. I went with the Walboro 255 LPH fuel pump, standard fuel pump, solid fuel pump to put in the vehicle. You are going to need more fuel flow. I went with 550cc injectors. Now that's a bit overkill, specifically for what I'm trying to use it for the application I want it used for. This turbo build, I'm really going on a maximum 10 psi. I want it to be a pretty safe build, so I'm thinking around 200 wheel horsepower. I'm not certain yet. I'm still learning, pretty much. I'm still doing research. I'm still trying to figure out what I need for this build, but from my understanding and everything I've seen so far, 550cc injectors is more than enough to handle 200, 250 wheel horsepower. I believe it's enough to handle 400 wheel horsepower if I was to go that high, and maybe even more. So we are pretty solid on the injectors. I am also going to get a stage 1 clutch. I figure while I am, unbolting everything, since I had to replace the bottom end, the transmission has to come off. Might as well replace the clutch with it, right? There's no issues with the clutch. The clutch felt really strong, really good. I don't think there's going to be any issues. But since we are going up in power, I ended up going with a stage 1 clutch, and it is a dampening clutch. You do want to get a dampening clutch. I learned this also. You do want to protect your transmission because these series transmissions aren't the strongest. They are pretty much a weak link. I have a buddy who has put in, I think, 4 or 5 different transmissions in his 2 D-Series Civic builds, one of them turbo. So I'm not too confident in the transmission on the D-Series, on the EJ, but I am going with the stage 1 clutch, dampening to protect the transmission and to prevent the shock from the extra power blowing up the transmission. So that essentially is what I have right now. I did forget prices. So for the Walboro 255 LPH fuel pump from K-Series parts, that cost me $66.01. So let's add that up. We got the engine for $530, right? We have, where's my plus sign? That's not my plus sign. All right. We have the turbo kit, the Rev9 Turbo Kit for $700. We have the Walboro 255 LPH fuel pump for $66.01. We have the 550cc injectors from K-Series parts as well, $340. We have the stage 1 clutch. It is an Exedy clutch, also from K-Series parts. You can go check all these parts on their website. That is $157.68. So all in all, right now we are at $1,793.69. That is not including taxes. We'll add taxes on at the ending once we have everything tallied up. But a pretty solid start. I think if I don't include the car, I will be well underneath the $5,000 budget. So we should be good there. Now I've been planning on going with Honda. Everyone says Honda is the way to go when you come to tuning these vehicles. It will need to be tuned. I'm certain there's a couple other things I'm gonna have to purchase along the way. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to a tuner. There's a couple of tuners out here in Phoenix, Arizona that are pretty well known for tuning Hondas. I'm gonna reach out to them, talk to them, see if I can get any deals or see how much it costs to get the Honda set up with the tuning and any extra things I might need. But yeah, this is where we are right now. I'm super excited actually to do this build. And I'm actually more excited to give it away to you guys. So my whole thought process on this is, I want to learn to build. I want to learn to do all my own cars and eventually build myself up to build my own GTR. Everyone sends GTRs out to shops. There are many well-known shops that take on that big challenge of building such an expensive vehicle, and they build crazy fast cars. I'm not taking anything away from them. There's tons of them that are crazy good, but there's something about building your own car that a shop just can't replicate. So that's something I want to do, which brings me to the GTR. The GTR is actually sold. I ended up getting rid of the GTR for numerous reasons. I did want to start this series because I think this is going to be awesome content for you guys. I think it's going to be a lot of learning for me, a lot of learning for my viewers, for you guys, for everyone. I think, it's going to be a great endeavor to undertake. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I think we're going to learn a lot from each other. I think I'm going to learn a lot. And the reason why I'm giving these cars away is because I want to be able to give back to you guys, right? I'm super thrilled you guys are watching the YouTube channel. I'm super thrilled you guys are tuning in and want to be a part of this. And my way of giving back to you guys is being able to give these builds away. I'm sure once the channel grows far enough, I'll be making enough money to cover the builds, and that's the goal, right? So definitely the first one's going to be completely free. And as long as we can keep up the views and I could grow the YouTube, we're going to continue doing these budget build series. Also, I am starting a clothing line. There will be a link in the description. You'll see my store. It'll say ratedgtr.store. And my clothing line is Rated Apparel. I'm going to be creating different designs. I have a designer who's creating these designs for me. Right now, there's just a set amount of designs. I have 5 different designs on shirts, t-shirts, and hoodies. Guys, go check it out. Really cool stuff. I like the designs. I think they look fantastic. I would be wearing one right now, but it's also on order. So once they come in, I will be wearing those shirts, and you guys can check them out on the video. But yeah, go check out the clothing brand. It is tied into the giveaway. Now, I'm not selling you guys anything. You don't have to purchase anything to be in the giveaway. As a matter of fact, if you do purchase something, it's not going to increase your chances of being in the giveaway. The clothing brand is specifically just to offer you guys something if you guys want to promote the channel or help support the channel, which will be great if you guys wanted to buy something. And I'm passionate about clothes making. I'm passionate about cars, and I want to make some cool clothes, just like I want to make some awesome content for you guys to consume. So go check out the website. Really, to join the budget build giveaway, all you have to do is sign up to the email list and automatically entered. You'll be signing up to the email list, be subscribed on the channel, like, comment on the videos, all that typical YouTube jazz, and you are automatically entered. So, follow me on the journey, be a part of this giveaway. It's going to be completely free. You guys don't have to pay anything to be there. I just want you guys to be here and to watch this series grow. I have no clue what the next build could be. I don't want to jump too far ahead. I kind of want to focus on this build. I have no clue how long this build is going to take. It could take a couple of weeks. It could take a couple of months. I have no clue. I do work full time, so it definitely won't be an everyday thing. I'm going to set some time apart and work on the car at least once a week, twice a week, as much time as I can. Get some recording in and get some content for you guys, and just kind of try and get this thing going on a roll. But that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As far as I've gotten so far, I want to grow further, and I want you guys to come along with me and make this into something awesome. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.